There we go.
Good evening. Yeah, there we are. We are live now. Apologies, guys. We are a few minutes late because we had some sound issues. For those of you that were on the free training the other night in the new Elite Sellers Academy, we were having some sound issues and we appear to be having them again tonight. So I'm starting to think it might be me, actually. I was blaming Luke Dugan before, but I actually think it might be me. So we're just waiting for a few people to jump on, but we are late. So it's going to take a little while to kind of push the notifications out. I think with this type of thing, if you don't go live on time, you get in trouble for it. So we'll just wait for everyone to come out. Matt says the sound is fine. Okay, we can hear you on YouTube. No, that's my Matt. But that's me talking.
Well,
so,
what about me, Matt? Does that sound all right?
I'm getting. I can't hear you that well, but let's hear what everyone else says. Can you hear Matt? There's Sean. It's saying it's working on YouTube. Who's ready for Q4? Doing boxes while we're watching. So yes, we are definitely ready for Q4. Paul says evening. Karen's in the house. Janet's in the house. Ruth's here as well. Can hear us on YouTube. Oh, do you know what? If we don't get off at 7 o'clock, I feel a bit flustered. I feel like, I haven't set up my comments. I haven't set up anything. There we go. Yeah, they can hear me fine, but it's Matt's sound that isn't the best.
My sound's not the best. Is that because I'm not talking?
I don't know.
No, I can hear that thing again.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. We're going to have to look into it. So I do apologize, guys. Technical issues. They say, these things happen, unfortunately. But we're going to have to try and work out what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't know why it's happening.
Yeah, it's still. I think it's because Nat's got like a. Oh God, I could hear something weird then.
No. I just switched my comments on. Yeah, I just switched my comments on.
Yeah, still. I'm just using the MacBook Pro mic, and Nat's got like a cardioid snowball mic right next to her mouth, so that might be why.
Yeah,
the main man, Luke Dugan.
He's having an evening off this evening. He's having an evening off, so he will be back next week. Oh, Carl's in the house. Good evening, Carl. Sue's watching. A few other people have joined us. Stuart says, can hear me loud. Matt, a little less so, but can hear. So we'll just struggle on through, guys. So thanks for bearing with us. So tonight we are going to talk about kind of all things Amazon, and we've got some exciting news to talk about with the Elite Sellers Academy, but we'll come on to that a little bit later. But there's been some kind of, well, it's not been like loads of big news this week, but it's more been about the kind of developments, the trends that people are starting to see kind of going into Q4. Amazon have made a few changes. They've made clear some policy changes, which I'll talk about very briefly, to do with their fair pricing and creating new listings and things like that. And I've had a few people contacting me about that, asking if it's going to change the way that we list bundles and that type of thing. But to be perfectly honest, nothing's really changed. They're just re-emphasizing what has always been. A lot of people have kind of found this part in the new Amazon terms of service, and this relates to multi-packs only, so this doesn't relate to bundles, that kind of says that it links with Amazon's fair pricing policy, which obviously came in during COVID-19. So that was to do with like the price gouging and fair pricing during the pandemic at its absolute height. And they brought it in, obviously. But one of the things they've kind of highlighted, but it has always been the case, really, is that Amazon, what they don't want to see people doing is they don't want to see people creating listings for multi-packs, which work out more for those multiple items than if they were to buy them individually.
Oh, that's interesting. What is this? Is this something that was? Is this something that was always the case, but they reiterate?
Yeah, it's always the case, and they've just reiterated. So it's been around for a while, and it's certainly been around in the American market for a while as well, and it's linked with the fair pricing policy. But Amazon, being Amazon, as ambiguous as Amazon always really are, they don't state where they get that single item price from. So my interpretation of it is, providing you are creating a listing for a multi-pack where there is a single price that occurs somewhere on Amazon, then that's sufficient. So say, for instance, you've got, I don't know, you're not going to sell hairspray, but I've got a can of hairspray here. Say, for instance, this normally would cost £2 in Sainsbury's, but someone on Amazon's already selling it at a heightened price. They're selling it at £6. Now, I'm not going to go on the Sainsbury's price. I'm going to go on the Amazon price. So if I sell 2 of these, then I can sell them, as far as I'm concerned, for £12. If that makes sense, not £4. Now, they really don't specify where they get that singular price from. Is it if they're selling it themselves? Are they looking at retailers' pricing? Are they looking at multiple listing pricing? It's very ambiguous. So what I always say in circumstances like that is you can only really go with the information that you've got, at the end of the day. So like I said, providing you can find a relative, I'm not talking about an inactive listing that hasn't had any sales, that might be a duplicate listing, but if you can find a relatively used listing that's selling relatively well at that heightened single price, then you should be able to create whatever the maximum single unit is from that point of view and make multiples of it, and just keep an eye on it at the end of the day.
How do they let everyone know, Nat? Is it just a message via email?
It just comes out via the standard news, which you can access through Seller Central. It comes through on the dashboard, and I think
they've actively put that up.
It's just policy changes, but there were quite a lot of changes in that one, and you had to dig very deep to find that one. You had to go into the news, then you had to go into the fair pricing policy, then you had to go into the listing policy. So they didn't find it easy, but there was quite a few updates within that as well. But there were also some updates to do with listing creation as well, but I know not many people create listings, so I'm not going to go into that one in too much detail. But it's just to reiterate, just make sure you're keeping an eye on what Amazon is putting out. But of course, that's why we have Nevermind the Buy Box every week, to keep you updated
on the news and what's going on. Daphne's popped in, says hi. John Stevenson's in the building. Donna says evening all. Paul Morris just jumped on to see if he could get a shout out live, as he's going to watch later. There you go. You got your shout out, Paul. Gavin says hi, folks. And more people are connecting. I think for you guys that connected a little bit later, probably was wondering where we was at 7 p.m. Like Natalie said, you probably wouldn't have seen it because you weren't on here, but we just had a few technical issues with the sound and stuff. Hopefully they're mostly sorted, but that's why we're a little bit late. And we've got to get off at 8 tonight, haven't we? It's going to be the first one on time.
Yeah, it's going to be the first one on time, purely only because normally, I mean, you know me, I don't mind. I'll still sit here talking at 10 o'clock at the end of the day. Those that have had any type of group coaching sessions, and those that are going to be joining the Elite Sellers Academy will probably know that as well, to be honest. But just tomorrow for the first time ever, it's my daughter's first day at school tomorrow, so I just want to make sure that she gets in bed nice and early. And whenever I do this, it's funny because she always likes kind of watching. It sounds really sad, so knowing that I was going to kind of do this, I know she'll want to watch, so she a bit later going to bed than she should do, really. But I just want to get her in bed for a good night's sleep for her first day at school tomorrow. So
Mummy she likes watching you on telly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like watching you on news or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like being poor man's famous to my own kids. that's what it is, I think. But they're so used. They are so used to watching YouTube and not normal kind of television. So them seeing me kind of in this environment is actually, they think everyone does this, because that's what they watch now. They don't watch normal telly. They only generally watch YouTube. So, I expect they think,
As you guys know, I don't have a TV license. I'll never pay for another TV license in my life. I don't agree with the BBC. And I only watch YouTube and Netflix and stuff too. So
yeah, I think the world in which we communicate is definitely changing. But that's like everything else. We know Amazon's changing. And, I know Sean's pointed out a comment there, and we were going to talk a little bit about this tonight, because it kind of leads nicely on from what we were talking about with Luke last week about all these kind of new retailers coming. There you go. Telly's been taken off the wall. All of
no telly there.
You did have a telly there, though, didn't you?
Did have a telly there, yeah. We've still got the telly, but it's only got a PlayStation and Netflix. So.
But yeah, so again, we had the big news last week that Disney in the UK have started selling direct on Amazon. So once we'd done a little bit of digging into it, I did a little bit of digging, and we found out they'd actually been selling for quite a long time in the US. So it was kind of always going to be on the cards a little bit that they were going to infiltrate the UK Amazon market. But of course, we've had the big news again. It hasn't happened this week, but it has happened this week. It's actually happened that now Morrisons are selling direct on Amazon as well, because they've done this kind of different partnership with Amazon. And
is that Amazon? How Amazon are going to penetrate the UK market? Basically, team up with Morrisons. They've got stores everywhere, and then do deliveries direct from Morrisons via Amazon. But I suppose they're not forced to see this far ahead, but Morrisons are basically going to get rolled over, aren't they? Because Amazon are going to do that whilst they can set up a distribution network their own, and then they're going to cut Morrisons out the deal, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I would have thought Amazon's in it for Amazon. And do you know what? I think the thing is that Amazon is in such a powerful position, in the sense that with Disney, obviously another massive, probably top 10 in the world corporation. We talked about it a lot last week. We talked about it in the Elite Sellers training as well that we did last week. And, it's a case of, if you can't beat them, join them. But actually, in reality, they're just making Amazon even more powerful, and they're giving Amazon even more power. They might have signed like a 10-year deal or something, and they think, well, at least we're looked after for the next 10 years, and then we'll worry about it down the line, which is probably what I would do, because Amazon are going to do it anyway. Either you do it with Morrisons or you do it with one of the others. So it's like, from Morrisons' point of view, it's still a big win, although it's going to be the ultimate downfall of pretty much all UK supermarkets, I imagine. I imagine so, and it's putting them in this position. I mean, when it comes to the Disney selling situation, there's no partnership there. Disney are just a standard reseller, as we are.
Imagine getting suspended. Disney.
Well, that's what actually happened. I mean, the top seller, I can't remember if it was Germany or something like that, but there was a top 10 seller that was actually suspended off Amazon. But the funny thing is, and I did say this in a post in a secret off a few days ago or last week or something like that, is that Disney have started duplicating listings. So a listing already exists, and they've started duplicating listing, which is actually against Amazon terms of service. So it's a suspensionable offence.
I think, though, I know Amazon don't tend to
Disney be all right.
How big the seller is, but when it's Disney, that's such a big win for Amazon. That Amazon suspending Disney would be like, I don't know, firing a nuke. You just don't do it. Do you know what I mean?
No, absolutely. I mean, it would be an absolute clash of the titans. I mean, we're pretty sure now when it comes to Disney that there's not going to be any potential kind of IP issues or anything like that. I think personally, I do think it was a mistake on Disney's part. I mean, they are going to lose a huge amount of sales from the reseller market, especially over Q4. Then they're going to have to deal with paying out those fees themselves. But they do know what they're doing. So it's not like they're going into it blind, never sold Amazon before. They've got nearly 6,000 feedback on the US site, which means, they've been selling for quite a while on there. They know how the system works. They know everything about it. They know how the returns are dealt with. They know the fees. They know the distribution market. I think the only difference, but I can't 100% confirm this, I think the only difference is they're merchant fulfilled in the US, whereas here they are actually going down the FBA route. I think.
That's interesting. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Again, that might be short-term plans whilst they get set up, but yeah, that's interesting.
It's definitely, they're feeding it into the system. Disney's going to be a no-go soon, no-go area soon. Not because of IP or anything like that. I think Disney are going to be fine. And for those that didn't or hadn't tuned in last week, we did talk about it. So, at length, and I don't want to go over the same stuff, but important to say that Disney or Shop Disney, as they're known, used to be called Disney Store, are not to be confused by Disney licensed products. So they're completely different products. So Disney are not selling everything that is Disney, because obviously they pay licensees and they've got loads of different toy companies and smaller manufacturers all producing Disney licensed products. But I think eventually what will happen, probably at some point in Q4, I think they'll go fully brand registered, the full Disney brand. I think it will happen probably at some point in Q4. But again, it's not an IP issue. It just means that you'll just need to buy like a Disney licensed product through Harrison's or someone like that and go through the ungating process. But those that have been selling for a longer period of time probably be grandfathered in, that type of thing.
Interesting. Janet says exciting. Hope she has a fab first day. School tomorrow.
Oh, thank you.
Kate says, hope it goes well. Kate also said, go Matt, totally agree. BBC are corrupt. Rari says, I'm with that. I'm with you on that, Matt Webley. I'm definitely not paid for a BBC license. Fran says, evening, Fran. Emmanuel says he doesn't agree with the BBC either. And Kate said she often sees staff packing Amazon bags in Morrison's, and Simon adds Amazon pantry is through Morrison's. So Donna says Amazon domination. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, we know for sure that it's definitely more the singular items at the moment. Multi-packs and bundles seem to be unaffected at the moment. And obviously, again, we talked about it in the Elite Sellers Academy last week. Now is going to be a time for change. Amazon's not dead. It's not dead. I think everybody agrees with that. But it is changing, and we are, seeing those changes kind of going through at the moment. And one of those is like creating your own opportunities, and those opportunities really do exist in multi-pack offers and bundles and looking at things slightly differently. So that's something that we spoke about last week on the free training.
Yeah, Elliot's mentioned that only is 2 cents, but he doesn't see Disney being able to sell at promo price on Amazon when they're not on promo on their website, would surely contribute to trading standards around promotional pricing. Could be a watch out. And Adrian adds to that, not sure if they were already selling on Amazon, but I noticed that Wilco started selling as well.
Yes, I have heard this. I haven't personally seen it myself. I haven't personally seen it, but I've seen a few people posting, so they could be one to watch. Wilkinsons are a weird kind of OA place. That there are good opportunities at Wilkinsons, or Wilco's now. Sorry, whatever. It's like Lotto and Lottery.
I don't think it's Wilco's. Is it Wilco?
Wilco? I think it's Wilco. Yeah.
I think it's Wilco, not even Wilco's.
Yeah, Wilco. But there are good opportunities, but they've got a really kind of draconian kind of system, in the sense that it's still, no matter what you buy, whether or not it's over a certain amount of delivery, it's like £5 for delivery, and I think you've got to pay to click and collect it as well. So they're just looking for a kind of additional revenue streams, and I really wouldn't be surprised, and this isn't me scaremongering, it's genuinely not. This is something we're going to see moving forward. We've seen a period of time. Probably, I've been selling on Amazon for like 5 years now. So you see a period of time where even well before that, you see Amazon has been squeezing people out of the market. I'm not talking about sellers. I'm talking about the high street. I'm talking about normal retailers. They've spent, 5-10 years squeezing those people out of the market. Now we're left with the survivors. That's what we're left with now. But why are they survivors? Because they've adapted, they've evolved their businesses. And one of those areas of evolution and pivoting or adaptation that they're taking at the moment is looking for different areas to diverse their sales, coming from not just bricks and mortar store, they're moved online, social media, all of these different elements. And then what's the biggest one left? Biggest selling platform in the world is Amazon. So we're going to see this happen more and more now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think people just give in eventually, and they might only be selling sponges from Wilko, but people need to buy sponges.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And Amazon have made it clear in the last 12 months that they were a little bit, they fought it for a little while, Amazon, because third-party sellers were gradually overtaking that 50% of all products being sold on Amazon. And Amazon really didn't like it at the start.
They hated it, didn't they? They hated it.
Absolutely hated it. But this year 2020, the year of everything that is not normal and everything changing, this year, Amazon have come out and said, look, we're going to, in so many words, we're not going to fight against the third-party sellers anymore. We're going to go with it. So that's why you're seeing this all kind of happening now, because Amazon are also changing and evolving, and they know that they can't fight the onslaught of these retailers wanting a bit of their pie.
Yeah, to be fair, it's a smart move, really, from Amazon's part. The reason why Amazon are dominating is because of the system they've got, and that is third-party sellers giving you the width of products. If you imagine if you're Walmart or one of these big retailers, maybe you can buy 100,000 different lines, or maybe 200,000, maybe even 1 million. We can't get tens of millions because just staying on top of the buying process is just monstrous. But with Amazon, you get people searching far and wide, used stuff, new stuff, all over the place. And I think that is part of the strength of Amazon, plus the FBA network and Prime. It's just a perfect storm for other retailers to get screwed by Amazon. But hey, you either go with them or go against them, I guess.
Absolutely, and they're getting to the point now where they've got so big. And I saw it in another group today. Actually, people were talking about the Morrisons thing, and people were saying, come on Walmart, come on this. I think they're too far ahead. I think Amazon I think they're way too far. I think they're uncatchable now. I'm not normally a negative person or anything like that, but I'm a realist. At the end of the day, I think they've got too much of a head start, unless they get broken up.
I think you would need tens of billions of pounds or dollars to be able to compete with Amazon now. I think if you haven't got tens of billions to throw at it, you don't stand a chance. I agree. They can try. They take 10%. They take 20% off them, but nobody's at this point going to take Amazon down unless something crazy happens. And I'm the last person to say that, but it's true. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, and I think there could be a chance they get broken up in the future, but at the end of the day, I think it's, I mean, who knows that, that's political. That's, that's something completely different. But I found what was interesting today, actually, was I was getting ready for my daughter, and I was like getting some stuff ready for her for tomorrow and giving her a bath and all that type of thing. And I had the telly on in the background, and I saw Amazon's new advertising campaign, which is really interesting, actually, because to the kind of untrained eye, it would just like another advertising campaign. But what we've been seeing with all these kind of price warnings, fair pricing, what we're potentially coming into over Q4, potential second wave and all that, their new advertising campaign is really focused towards being cheap. Which
coincide with them doing all these policies to try and get the prices down.
Yeah, absolutely. Buy bot suppression, everything like that, and you've got this series of like normal family situations, and you've got dad, and all of a sudden, and all they're saying in this advert, that's good price. That's a good price. Where I've never really seen Amazon in an advertising campaign focus on pricing before. They've always focused on Prime. They've always focused on convenience, delivery.
Yeah, convenience. Yeah, but that's the thing they're weak on. They're weak on price, and they've got to know that. So that's the last frontier, isn't it? Get people thinking they're cheaper than everyone else. I mean, I remember Tesco back in the day. I used to scream at their advertising campaigns because they got everybody hypnotized. They used to, the ads, what was it? Tesco ads. Was it Better Value or something? What was it?
No, Every Little Helps.
Every little helps. And it was all about price, price, price. And I used to be like, you're not even near the cheapest. You're not even close to cheap. But they've got everybody, they've got the masses in the UK hypnotized. And it's like only eventually everybody caught up and kind of went, hang on, Tesco's not the best or the cheapest. And they kind of suck. So I'm going to go shop elsewhere. And then all the like propaganda campaign advertising didn't work for Tesco anymore. And they had to change tax and do different stuff. So I guess Amazon are doing the same. They probably, the people that shop on Amazon know that Amazon's not the cheapest. I think some people probably think it is, but Amazon want you to think they're the cheapest. So here we go. So
yeah, and I definitely think as well that they know, and we know this from some of the posts for people that have been doing seller fulfilled Prime, and possibly, don't hate me guys, but I think there is going to be an algo change back to favoring MF at some point over Q4, just for the sheer weight of depending on second wave and all that, all that different type of thing. So, it's definitely going to favor MF at some point. I think they also know that coming into this Q4 with the extra weight of traffic going to the site, the extra sales, not even thinking about a second wave, which I'm sure they are, that they can't rely on that next day delivery anymore. So they've changed their tactic, and that's why they're focusing now on price. And I think that's going to be their kind of mode of operation over the Q4 period, because if they're banging on about Prime next day delivery, they're going to have unhappy customers. So they've changed their tack a little bit.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, definitely. Food shortages are coming. Do you know?
So do you know what? Was it you told me that? Yeah, I think you might have told me that. I don't know. I've heard that.
I don't think it was me. I keep hearing it. Food shortages. You watch this space. Second wave for sure. Second lockdown, probably. Food shortage, probably.
I know someone posted in the group, and I can't remember the name. Apologies. That there's someone that they know, someone that works at Pandora, the jewelry chain or something. I don't know if you saw the post where they said that all the retailers are preparing for a second national lockdown. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but
it'll happen. Mark my words, it'll happen. I don't know what opinions are out there, but it just will. It just will.
We will wait and see.
There won't be any need for it, but it'll happen.
Mm-hmm. Right, let's read some comments, because I went into a little bit of an Amazon advertising rant there. So Sean says, who thinks Amazon will try and get Tesco, Sainsbury's on Amazon? If so, will OA die down? Well, I mean, that's a huge question, but I think Amazon will try. They're not going to be loyal to anyone. So I can't imagine that they signed any type of non-compete agreement with Morrison. Yeah, I reckon they'll try and get the lot on there if they can. The only thing I would say that's kind of gone in the other supermarkets' favours, and I think it was John that might have pointed this out at some point in either Buy Box last week or the Elite Sellers Academy training, is a lot since the lockdown. A lot of the supermarkets now have coming out of the end of COVID have got much better infrastructure for deliveries in place now than they had going into it. So I think beforehand there might have been opportunity for Amazon to suck up all of their delivery distribution and things like that. But I think a lot the other supermarkets, I mean, Morrison's obviously done a deal with the devil. And I think Amazon would love to have them on there. But I think the big three, Tesco, Sainsbury's, Asda, I think that they will stick together to try and maintain their own market, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'd like to think that they would too, but I don't think I think the big UK supermarkets haven't got 10 brain cells to rub together. They're all really rubbish. It's like Aldi and Lidl came along, and what did the big supermarkets do about it? Absolutely nothing. They buried their head in the sand and they went, oh, we're too big to be touched. And now they're getting chipped left, right, and centre by something that they could easily compete with. They had the infrastructure, they had the buying power, they had the brand recognition to crush Aldi, and Lidl. And have they? No, they've not even made moves. What, like they're a joke. They're a joke. And the thought of them teaming up to combat Amazon is fantasy. I wish that it would be the case, because I want to see the UK companies doing well. I want to see the big supermarkets thriving, like not just getting rolled over like everybody else seems to do. But they're not smart enough. They'll get
and there is no doubt whatsoever that the supermarkets, the big three, Asda, Tesco, and Sainsbury's, be interesting to see their results when they come out, because I don't think they've released any of their type of. We've seen intermittent kind of results. I think normally they get their big results just before we go into the like the real Christmas kind of period. Interesting. I know you have this argument, and I know Amazon tried to use this argument, which didn't wash with me whatsoever. Oh yeah, we were up 89%, but we had to pay more staff, and we had to do this, and we had to do that, and it's like, no.
How come, like, supposedly, I've not looked at it, but supposedly I saw some stuff about Jeff Bezos doubling his wealth in 8 weeks or something like that. Probably an exaggeration on figures, but like he made a ton of money, and that doesn't happen because your bill for PPE went up. That's look, see us as the victims here. And
it was.
Ollie was saying to me the other day, she was all like, no, Amazon did a proper service for people during lockdown. She was like, they kept selling when everybody else shut down. And I don't know, maybe the skeptical cynic in me refuses to accept Amazon as this little knight in shining armor. But hey, I can't say anything. They did keep trading. But it's like, because the others are idiots. That's the thing. Argoses of the world are idiots. They see this big company, Amazon, being able to keep trading, and what do? They go, oh, better go home and sit this one out. Yeah. It's like, they're run by imbeciles. Like,
now, interestingly, I saw someone say one place I could see going on to Amazon. I could see Smith's at some point going on to Amazon. But interestingly, I don't think we can see Argos, because their warehouse system, they don't have like a central warehouse hub. They're reliant on stock coming from local places. So I don't think they're set up right for sending all of their goods, unless they use FBA, obviously.
I'll tell you what, if Argos was smart and could raise some finance, I think they're one of what could be the biggest players in the UK to take on Amazon. They've got the name, the brand recognition, the trust, the high street presence, the warehousing capability. Although they'd have to add to it a lot. They'd have to change some of the ways they do things, like bloody everything at checkout is out of stock, and like they'd have to accept third parties. They'd have to do some Prime type thing. They'd have to make some changes. But with $1 billion or two investment, I think Argos, and I know I say $1 billion or two. Argos could really
be $1 billion lying around.
Just reach down the back of Jeffy Boy's sofa and get that $1 billion out. If you could just get some of that sweep, some of that sweet divorce money off Jeff Bezos' missus, Argos could take Amazon on, but it won't happen because they're run by idiots.
Well, no, and they obviously, interestingly, they did a deal with Sainsbury's, and I think at the last count, actually, it's quite a little unknown fact, is Sainsbury's is the 4th biggest toy retailer in the UK, which wouldn't automatically roll off your tongue, and because you would think Smiths, you would think Argos, you would think The Entertainer, all of these different types of things. But when you think the multitude of their stores, and they tend to have a lot more variety of toys in their stores than the equivalent Tesco's do. It's only you go into the really big Tesco's that they've got a really big toy department, whereas we've got loads of Tesco's around here. We've got quite a big Tesco's down the road, but they haven't even got a full aisle of toys. It's like 3 tiny sections at the end. Every Sainsbury's you go into, it's like 3 full aisles of toys. So if they combined with Argos, which they obviously are, because they've obviously got a deal with them already, I would imagine the combination of Argos and Sainsbury's makes them the biggest toy retailer in the country.
If Argos properly, I don't mean like being a concession store within Sainsbury's or whatever this is now. If Argos and Sainsbury's teamed up, raised some finance, and they could do that by just just putting some more shares out there. So I think Sainsbury's is still a PLC, aren't they? They're trading on the stock market.
Yeah, so yeah,
raise a bit of finance, and then they could go to war with Amazon. But will they? Heck, they'll screw everything up. Because I tell you what, I don't know what it's like around you, but Sainsbury's are ghost towns near me. Now, I don't know if it's me, but Natalie has stopped moving. Has she stopped moving for you guys? Has she stopped moving for you guys? Let me know.
Right, I'm back.
Oh, hang on. She's back. Sainsbury's own Argos, guys. Oh, there you go. There you go.
I'm back. Who went? You or me?
You went, I think. Yeah, I think you went. I think you're still gone.
Yeah, I don't know. Unstable connection. I've had.
Okay, well, I'll change what I said then. If Sainsbury's were run by good management and good board that knew what they're on about, then they could absolutely take on Amazon. But yeah, I don't look at the news on all this stuff. I just see what I see with my own eyes. But that's interesting. So Sainsbury's own Argos. Okay.
Right.
Janet,
am I back?
Nat went and now connection isn't great. Oh, they've owned them since 2016. See, that's how much news I look at, guys. I didn't even know that. So that's sponge right there. Yeah, Nat, you're kind of back, but it's very pixelated and a bit dodgy.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Are you just kind of answering questions?
No, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just talking crap like usual.
Okay, that's fine. As long as I'm sort of back, kind of, that's absolutely fine.
Well, I'm just getting corrected in the comments. Sainsbury's bought Argos.
Ah, right. I didn't know which one owned which one. So, yeah, no, I didn't know. I knew that they were partnership in the sense, but they are still their own entities. I would have thought. I'm not sure.
If they bought them, then presumably not. But maybe they merged with them. I have no idea. Yeah. Sue said the feed's been coming and going all the time. So
I need to. Yeah, I lost internet. Actually, I probably should have said this at some point, and it might be the sound issue. I actually lost internet around for about an hour earlier, so I think we've got some dodgy internet connections tonight. So I do apologise about that, guys. Are we up to date with all the questions?
Yeah, I think so. I might have missed a couple. Like, it's just everybody telling me that I'm an idiot. Sainsbury's own Argos since 2016. That's all. Hey, look, neither of us spotted that, and Nat knows this stuff. So I'm not having that. I'm not an idiot, honestly. I just don't watch who owns Argos.
Yeah, well, I think it's one of those things that there was just such this because obviously the Argoses went into Sainsbury's, and then they were in home base. Sainsbury's owned home base, and then you could use Nectar points, and then you couldn't, and all this type of thing. I think they've changed hands so many times. But, I think they're thriving now under the Sainsbury's brand. So, it's good because they were a retailer that was definitely on its way out.
Sainsbury's, I mean, in the old town that I used to live in, that Sainsbury's like a ghost town. It is an abandoned village in there. Honestly, it's terrible. And it has been for a long time. But I don't know if that's the market because it's a working class town, and maybe they just go Tesco and Asda and Aldi and all that because it's cheaper. I don't know.
Well, there we go. We've got confirmation by Steve GJ. He's always the one that brings the confirmation that actually Argos's parent company agreed to a 1.4 billion takeover by the UK supermarket chain Sainsbury's. So there we go. It was an acquisition.
If I'd known that was available for 1.4 billion, I'd have had it. Because here's me saying they need 1 or 2 billion to compete with Amazon. So buy an whole Argos for 1.4 billion. So there you go.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think everybody who knows who is in with who nowadays, and I wouldn't be surprised. The big supermarkets definitely, I mean, they could unite. They've got the distribution to do it. They really could give Amazon a run for their money. Do I think they will defeat Amazon? No, absolutely.
Do you think they'll even compete with Amazon? No. What they'll do is they'll die a slow death. That's what they'll do, which is what they've been doing for years.
Yeah,
but now, I mean, they'll be thriving right now because they've only been able to buy from them during lockdown, so they're going to be looking real healthy this year, I imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. So Andrew Milburn says about Habitat as well. Yeah, they took them on. And that's what we're starting to see now. We're starting to see more and more people coming together. I think a lot of people are saying I've frozen, but hopefully I've unfrozen now. Anyway.
Now you're back. It's all good.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, okay. And Savers and Superdrug are the same company for another occasionally unknown one. That's interesting. Savers and Superdrug are the same. To be fair, they kind of feel the same, don't they?
Savers I don't know that.
Savers feels a bit scummier than Superdrug, just a little bit. Superdrug really used to feel like scum of the earth place. I don't know if you're old enough to remember whoever's watching, but used to feel dreadful in there. And then Savers came along and made him look like they were the rich. But now when you go to Sainsbury's, it's quite classy. It's all right. They're competing with Boots. If that makes Boots look like a dinosaur store, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, Superdrug are definitely thriving. You know, you can do lots of you can get your points there. I mean, they're definitely a better retailer than Savers at the end of the day. There's no limits. You can get your points. Savers, you order a maximum of 6. But Savers, I don't think there's many Savers around I didn't know you can actually walk into a Save. Can you walk into a Savers shop?
Yeah, you can, but you don't have them down there because you're down south, and I think they're up north with all those scumbags north of the wall. But no, Savers shops, you don't want to go into one of them now. You have to wipe your feet on the way out.
Really?
Yeah, it's not the best.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've never. There's not any Savers down here. Yeah, we got your Poundland and your Home Bargains and everything like that. But yeah, I thought Savers was just an online shop. So,
have you heard of this shop, Nat? You want to go and this shop. This is the classiest, most upmarket shop ever. It's called, you probably haven't got them down south where it's posh and warm, but it's called, drumroll, Primark. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, we've got Primark, but I've never been in one.
You've never been in one?
No.
No, I've been dragged around a good few times.
No, I've never been in one. I liked what Hayden said. He said, "Can you walk into a Savers shop without getting stabbed?"
Yeah, no. I mean, you can, but if you don't get stabbed, you're going to stand on a syringe.
Oh dear.
It's not true. Savers, don't sue us. We're just kidding. We're just having a laugh. Parody, giggling, just messing around. Look, you're aiming at the lower end of the market. You get them, is all I'll say. No, they count your teeth on the way in, and if you've got more than 4, you're not allowed in.
Oh my god! I think we're digressing. I think we better get off the Savers. But yeah, I completely agree with it. You know, and Kate said it as well that Superdrug have absolutely they've evolved. That is a company that has evolved. They've targeted the young market, and they've absolutely dominated. And they're not ridiculous. They're very OA friendly. So yeah, we love a bit of Superdrug, definitely.
Can I just say, Aiden's laughing, saying he loves a snob session. Can I just say, as much as I'm messing around, with a snob session, if you like, this t-shirt probably cost me about £4, and it was from H&M, no doubt. I won't check because it probably say Primark in the back, but I'm not one of these that's all like, oh, I've got to wear Gucci and Dior. So just put it out there. Look, if I'm dragged around Primark and I see something I like, I'll have it. Like I ain't a snob, but I like talking like one every now and again. Emmanuel says, cheap and cheerful Primark. And Kuram says, Matt's right about Savers, lol. Primark used to be so awful, but they've actually got better. And that's true. Primark, you can find decent looking stuff in there. And it's not bad quality, and the prices are still amazing. He says, as a kid, I wouldn't have dreamt of buying anything from there. Absolutely.
I think with Primark, I'd always felt with Primark, for me especially, was when they first came out, that it was such a cheap market. And I always kind of felt that, do you know what, if they're selling stuff that cheap through the retail end, which has to go through so many different kind of margins, I thought someone's getting exploited along the way. So that's why, kind of stayed away from the Primark, and it never really, I've got
a little tidbit for you guys, right? You won't know this, and it's a little bit of a you probably won't be too interested, but it's kind of linked to what you're saying that there. But not many people know this. There'll be people in the comments that go, I knew it, Matt. I've known it since 2016. Steve GJ. I'm just kidding. There'll be somebody that says they know it. But listen, check this out, right? So this would be more interesting for private labelers, but China has been getting richer and richer and richer. And as you know, they are the factory of the world. So everything almost everything's made in China. Yeah, you can get stuff elsewhere, but almost everything's made in China, right? And as they've been getting richer, and getting more income to the country, their cost of labor has been increasing. So do you know what they do now? Do you know what they do now, Nat? Do you know what the Chinese do now? And it's not anti-China rhetoric. That's not what this is about. I'm not that guy. But what they do now is they'll take your Western order. So you'll order through a Chinese supplier, Chinese manufacturer, not even an agent, a manufacturer. And then what they do, they get the goods they get the labor outsourced to North Korea or other countries like that. So the labor now is being done in North Korea. So a lot of the manufacturing is done in North Korea and places like that, and then comes over to China. So in fact, the labor is happening in places like North Korea, increasingly so. And the Chinese workforce are getting laid off over time. So just a little interesting fact that not many people know about. When you order from China, the labor is usually, or not usually, but oftentimes coming from elsewhere. In China.
I think that happens with most, doesn't it? You get to a point where, in whatever happens, there's always looking for a saving to be made. And I remember, when I was a teenager, sort of 17, 18, I used to work in call centers, and I worked in call centers. He's looking where his shirt's from. I worked in call centers in the time, River Island.
I've let myself down. I was really hoping that was
there you go.
Mark.
River Island. But I worked at the time when call centers, when they went through the transition of outsourcing the call centers. So there is always a time, there's in any successful business, in that case, China, being a country, they're going to look to, cut their margins and work it better, for their own economy as well. H&M, there's the. Did you take your trousers off?
I took my shorts off, and I'm now showing H&M, folks.
H&M. But here's an interesting tip, Vic, actually, and we don't really talk about this. We don't talk about private label often. So for anyone that is a private labeler or something like that, and do you know what? When you said about your point about, oh, okay, and everyone said I thought you were going to say something else, actually. But so I actually wrote something down on a pad because I was going to show off and show you, because I thought you were going to say something else, which I actually wrote 1688 down on a pad. So if you're a private labeler, this is a hot tip for any private labelers that don't already know this, which I know we don't have loads of private labels, but we do have people that do private label in the group. That China have actually got Alibaba, obviously, where most people go and source their private label goods from, find a manufacturer, find a thing. But that's not where the Chinese buy from. They don't buy from Alibaba or AliExpress because it's too expensive. They buy from their own Chinese version, which is called 1688. So what you can do is, when you are negotiating with an Alibaba supplier, if you go on to 1688, it's completely in Chinese. You can translate it over. Then if you search for exactly the same product and work out how much the Chinese are being charged for it, it's a good negotiation tool to be able to bring your supplier down on price.
I like it. That is smart. I'd never heard of that, but I looked at it. I just Googled it, 1688, and I'm like, I cannot read what that says. But
no, you just translate it.
Yeah, there's bits. I can probably.
So that's the true cost of what it is. So you can often find it about a fifth of the cost on 1688, and you will find the same you will find the same manufacturers who are charging you, and you can say, well, hang on a sec, you're charging this on 1688, and you can use it. They might not honor it because they might say, oh, okay, well, that's fine, it's for the Chinese market, but you can use it as a negotiation, as a bargaining tool.
I'm going to try that. I'm going to go buy a pair of shoes for 35 pence.
There we go. Absolutely.
Nat, you wanted to go at 8, and it's 6 minutes to go. So you know what we need to talk about?
Mm-hmm.
Elite Sellers Academy.
Yes.
Right. So for anybody that's watching this, Look, Elite Sellers Academy is basically, there was that really good sentence that you could have read out if you had the slide. Do you know the one I mean?
What kind of defined it in a nutshell?
Yeah, you find it in like an elevator pitch. You got 10 seconds or 20 seconds or something, and it's like perfect. But Elite Sellers Academy, basically, Nat launched it last week, Thursday, on a free training. So she talked about, her and Luke Dugan talked about 3 strategies for selling during Q4 and scaling your OA business. Because vanilla OA is great, but it's bread and butter stuff. If you want to really scale your business and do amazing things during recessions, during ups and downs, then you need better strategies. And with everything changing, she aims to basically bring all the latest and greatest techniques that are working right now. She's going to share them in the Elite Sellers Academy in a weekly training. But then coupled that with mentorship and then like a monthly coaching thing as well. And all in a private Facebook group. So it's like a premium learning resource for strictly intermediate and advanced sellers. So not beginners, just kind of others. You've got it up on your Nat. Do you want to read it out?
Yeah, absolutely. I know, but everyone knows that I'm reading it now. So I'm going to sound it like I'm reading it. But it describes it perfectly what we're looking to achieve. So the Elite Sellers Academy is a high-level training, motivational, and accountability-based mastermind group, which combines step-by-step, click-by-click, weekly training, coaching, and mentorship sessions that aim to hold you by the hand and look to double up or 10x your business, what you're looking to achieve in your business in the next 12 months.
There you go. So basically, growth, scale, like booming your business, just basically taking what's already great and make it even greater. That's what Nat and Luke are going to do in that group. They're going to aim to just give you the best strategies, the latest strategies, what's working right now, proper finger on the pulse stuff that's just in the trenches, high volume and high profit, different strategies and all that stuff. Real good stuff. Anyway, loads of you guys have jumped in. You won't realize how many yet because the group that the training is in the Elite Sellers Academy group. But on Thursday, is it Thursday, Nat, when we're doing it or what?
Well, what we need to do is and it sounds really mean, and we're so sorry about this, but it sounds really mean. We kind of need to delete everyone that's not going to be a paid member. And so we're probably going to do that at some point tomorrow or possibly Thursday morning. So it will happen in the next 24 hours. 48 hours. Yeah, it will happen. So that group is going to disappear for anybody who is not a paid member moving forward or a member of the Elite Sellers Academy moving forward. And the offer to join, which is the launch special, that will still be available to join right up a minute until we go live at 7:00 on Thursday.
Yeah, so 7:00 this Thursday is the first proper training session. Where are you going live with Luke?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So Nat and Luke are going to do the first live training session for you guys this Thursday. So it's only a couple of days away, guys. But anybody that's not a member of that group is going to get removed. So it's not that we hate you or don't like you or anything like that. It's just the way it is. That group is going to be the hub of the community and the training resource because the lives are just going to be put into there. So basically, if you're not a member by Thursday, you're going to be removed. But again, that's nothing personal. It's just a premium group, okay? So enjoy a little bit of time in there or grab it. Now, the other thing is the training replay is in that group and it's available until Thursday probably. And then that training's coming down. So if you want to see the offer that is available until launch, which is it's basically the best price you'll ever see it at. You won't see it at that price again. It's going up on Thursday. So you'll still be able to join after Thursday, but never for that price again. But that price will be locked in for the life of your membership. So if you want to see the offer, if you want to see what it's all about, then join the Elite Sellers Academy. There'll be a link somewhere in Secret Wealth Project. You can go join the group, watch the replay. It's well worth it. Just for the free training alone, Luke and Nat go into some cool strategies that you can implement in your business, even if you don't buy anything. But then the launch offer is at the end of that free training. So then you can get the offer, get the coupon or whatever it is, get the link, Go grab it, and then you can get started on Thursday along with everybody else. There's been a big bunch of people join. So it's not going to be like 3 or 4 of you, like the pro sellers in this community, the big boys, the big dogs, the big girls have all joined, basically, from what I can see. It's like some good top sellers. So there's going to be some real talent, some real big sellers, some real volume sellers, some real smart people in there. So whether you join for Nat and Luke's knowledge and their finger on the pulse and their mentorship and all that stuff, and the 4 yearly courses that they're going to bring out, all included in the price, whether you join for that or you just join to be part of that kind of premium hub, that premium community, is up to you. Well, you've got until Thursday to do it at that price. Then the price goes up. There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. We're really looking forward to get started, and it's going to be something that's going to, like we said, we're going to evolve over time. Starting with the live training, that's going to happen every week, and the live training will be a combination of not only, like, the first week we're kicking off with a maximizing profit strategy. I'm not going to say exactly what it is, but that's the first week we're kicking off with the maximizing profit training session. But obviously, some weeks it might be about support areas of your business that people really struggle with. So, there might be a training session on like time management or something like that. It's supporting all areas of your business that will eventually get you to the point that you feel completely supported in your business so you can grow that business. So that's what it's about. It's a complete support training, motivation, accountability, learning, education, emotive kind of community. And Matt's absolutely right, because I've been part of these types of groups for a really long time. They're very motivating. And what tends to happen, and this is going to be a sorry not sorry thing to say, what tends to happen is people do tend to focus their time, not me, because obviously I will still be part of Secret Wealth doing never mind the buy box and everything like that, but the high level stuff tends to get asked in the high level groups, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So the big boys, the big girls, the big players in this game are going to be in the premium community, and if they're not, they're going to be on the outside. And on the outside, still cool, nothing wrong with that. Nothing's changed. Secret Wealth Project and Luke's group and everything else, all that's just staying exactly the same. Not a problem. No changes there. But the on the pulse, working right now, strategies, click by click training, the mentorship, the accountability that you can't get anywhere else is all going to be in Elite Sellers Academy. So super excited anyway, super excited.
Yeah, super excited. Can't wait to get started. Yeah, I've been wanting to do this for a really long time, and I really think it's going to be transformative for a lot of businesses. Jed said, so I just wanted to quickly answer this one. Jed said about the first 10, we did a launch offer of the first 10 people that joined up. So once we've established the elite group, as in once we've got the members that are going to be staying in the elite group, although it was done on sign up, it absolutely, then we'll make the announcement who the 10 are.
Yeah, cool. Nice one. So something else to be excited about. But yeah, that's it. No, hopefully that didn't come across as too pushy or anything like that. Basically, look, it's going to be a premium group. If you want the highest level stuff in this space, there's not been anywhere for you to go until now. Well, there is now. So, and it's only going to get better over time. Obviously, it's going to probably take a couple of sessions. Although, Nat, you've done some beta sessions of this, and the feedback was unreal, weren't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So, people really enjoyed it. It was something that, even if you might have heard some of these strategies, and when I say might have heard, that's me being generous, because Matt knows 100% what I like. I'm a bit like, oh, everyone knows this stuff and no one knows this stuff. So, even if you might have heard something, you can guarantee that even if I've taught something before, there's always something new to add to it. There's always a different edge to it, or there might be a different way of doing it, or something like that. So it's all about being up to date as well. So because things change, strategies change, techniques change, and that type of thing. So yeah, even if you might don't. Please, I just want everyone to go in with like a really open mind. And, even if you see a title of a training and you think, well, I've done that. No, attend. This is being done for consistency. It's to grow your business on a consistent basis. And I guarantee that even if you've heard of that strategy or maybe covered a previous training session on something like that in the past, that there will be something different for you to pick up. The idea is just to take one thing away from every one of the sessions, implement it to your business, and be able to kind of grow and build on a gradual basis. Because as I said, I love courses, and I was talking to someone about this the other day. I love the courses. I think they're great. But I think one of the downsides of courses is, especially one of my courses, is that there's a lot of information in there. And I think it's impossible for the brain to compute that much information in a really short period of time and for you to implement. And then what happens? People become overwhelmed and they end up taking no action whatsoever. This is definitely going to be I don't want to say slow and steady, because there's some techniques here that will change overnight, but it is really a slow and steady wins the race. Implementing sensible changes to your business that can be implemented over a gradual period of time, instead of flooding you with so much information that you end up doing nothing with it.
You know what I've realized, and I've come to this, I totally agree with you now. I've realized this year actually, that for the vast majority of people, a course will deliver little to no results. And I've not just come to this opinion out of the thin air. I've been in this like online education space for a long time now, and this kind of info product space for a long time. And let me tell you, the bit that makes the difference is not the course. The bit that makes the difference is the support, the coaching, the mentorship that comes with the course. So if you just buy a course and wonder why it never works for you, it's because, one, you probably never did anything with it. If you did, you might have got stuck and then didn't have anyone to ask. And all these little things add up. And it basically means that most courses for most people, unless you're that way inclined, don't really deliver the results that you were hoping for. Whereas this kind of ongoing training, this coaching, this mentorship, this being able to get the information and ask questions and tweak and pivot and stuff in real time with somebody to guide you, that's the game-changing stuff. And I've just come to that realization this year that, like, courses are great and all, but they're only great for a small percentage of people that get that kind of benefit from a course. Most people need the extra kind of, like, extra kind of help and motivation and training and all that stuff. And that's what this is going to aim to do at the highest level. But anyway,
right. No, I just wanted to say one more final thing. I know it's impossible for me to stick to a time. It really isn't. But yeah, we're not course bashing or anything like that. I'm really proud of the courses that I've made, and I've seen people have some really great results out of the course. Well, I think I've seen people do really well out of the.
To be fair though, you do provide support in your courses anyway, don't you?
Yes, I do. Yeah,
you're not going to ignore them, are you? Which a lot of gurus do.
But that's where the idea came from, actually. And if I hadn't have made the courses, then I wouldn't have come up with the concept for the Elite Sellers Academy, because there was things I loved about doing the course, and there was things that I didn't like about the courses. So it's an idea that's kind of evolved from my point of view, working with people and getting their feedback as well. And as we said in the training, it's such a evolving business that it feels almost fair to leave people hanging with a course and saying, okay, that's fine. And not that I do that anyway, but I wanted to be able to provide this kind of ongoing support and provide people with realistic things that they could implement into their business, instead of just this wealth of or tidal wave of information. I mean, luckily for me, with my courses, there was 3 or 4 strategies that were very easily implemented straight away. And the people that implemented those, which was a very high percentage, covered the cost of the courses like almost immediately, because they were very actionable anyway. So, that was fine. But
courses are cool, but courses can go out of date real fast. And it only takes one change. Say, for example, if you're trying to learn Facebook ads, well, you'll not find a Facebook ads course made even this year that has got Facebook the way it should be, because Facebook ads, like, the platform changes all the time and the way things work changes all the time. So if you're watching a course just 4 months old in Facebook ad space, it's probably out of date. The whole point of this is it's on the pulse, it's constant, it's evolving. And as it evolves, Nat can just go, here we go, this changed this week. Try this, do this, and you'll win. Say your last bits then, Nat, because I know you want to speak, and then I want to say one more bit. And then
I'm done. Janet says I've got to go. I've got to go. I love Hayden. Hayden's a massive action taker. Ruth says take massive action. So Hayden was part of the beta group. And just on 2 sessions, he was able to, put some information. He's going to be launching some new products. So very well done for taking action, massive action, as Sean would say.
Yeah, well done. I just want to say one last thing and then we can go, Nat. So basically, look, I don't want anybody to be upset. If you want to watch that training we were talking about from last Thursday, it's actually really good training. I think you'll enjoy it. If you want to watch it, it's coming down on Thursday. I don't know what time during Thursday, but it's coming down Thursday. So look, you're not going to have time probably to watch it tonight, but watch it tomorrow or watch it Thursday. And then the offer is closing Thursday. So you're not going to be able to get it for a big discount after Thursday. So make sure you do that. And if you've not paid to be in that group, you're getting removed at some point during the next 48 hours as well. So Thursday is the key day. Don't put it off. Go watch the training. Go grab the offer. You've got about 24, 48 hours left. Don't muck about. We're not messing around on this. The price is going up.
Yeah. But like we said, don't go bashing us in other groups saying, I got kicked out of the Elite Sellers group. I don't know what I did wrong and whatever. It was always the way. It was a different way we decided to launch things because we knew that the Elite Sellers Academy was going to be so innovative moving forward that we definitely wanted to launch it with a little bit of a bang. So Tareem says that she's always wondered if anything like this would exist. And yes, there are things that are similar to this, but not in the direction this is going to go. It's going to be very, very different moving forward. And so I'm pleased to be one of the first people to kind of start doing this. So, yeah.
David said, I want to join, but haven't started selling yet. Where is best for me to start? BuyBot Pro and online arbitrage? And are the YouTube vids still valid? Yeah, but BuyBot Pro and online arbitrage are a great place for you to start. I assume you mean online arbitragedeals.com. But David, yeah, they're a great place to start. This is not for beginners. So don't worry about this. Ignore this. This is not for you. Do the vanilla OA stuff. Do the standard OA stuff. That's where you should be at.
Yeah, I have. If you want to drop me a message, David, I've actually got a beginner's course that will take you from beginner to the level where you would then join the Elite Sellers Academy. So we don't.
And it's new, isn't it? It's new. It's
brand new. Yeah, brand new. John says very quickly, what time do we kick off on Thursday? 7 o'clock in the Elite Sellers Academy. So that's where we were doing. And the first session, as I said, spoiler alert, I'm not going to tell exactly what it is, but it's all about maximizing profit for this Q4 coming. And for the first quarter, because I've had a few people ask me this actually, for the first quarter, that is what we are going to be focused on is Q4. So, we are going to be learning lots of different things throughout the whole process of the Elite Sellers Academy. But Q4 is coming. It's nearly here. We're concentrating on Q4 and you guys having the best Q4 ever in the Elite Sellers Academy. So, we want to make sure before we move on to anything else that you got that side of the business 100% right and functioning and firing off all cylinders to start with.
Q4, baby. That's what it's all about right now. And Nat and Luke are where it's at with what?
No, I was just reading a comment.
Oh, okay. You look shocked.
No.
Get yourselves watching that training. Like, even if you don't join, that's fine. Go watch the training before it gets pulled down.
Yeah, absolutely. What's one thing I've lost it and then I've really got to go, which was, and I can't remember who said it, so I apologize. Where is it? Somebody said that they've literally just joined, and it was Sue. Just joined. She's literally just hit the button to join. So I just wanted to say welcome, Sue. Look forward to working with you. I did put the link in the comments if anyone wants it.
Cool. Right, lovely. Thanks a lot, Nat. Enjoyed it as always. I look forward to seeing you guys kick off the Elite Sellers Academy. And I guess you shall see everybody next week with the beautiful, the lovely, the amazing Matt Webley. No, not really. Luke Dugan.
Luke Dugan next week, but we're going to have a lot of variety of different guest speakers over the coming Q4 period as well. So definitely looking forward to doing that in Nevermind the Buy Box every Tuesday at 7 o'clock right here. Secret Wealth Project, and also on YouTube.
Which is free and always will be. Nothing's changing here on Nevermind the Buy Box or in the Secret Wealth Project. You are free to come, discuss, hang out, whatever you want to do, whenever you want to do it. And it's all good. It's all free. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Great to see you all here. And yeah, see you again soon.
Yeah, take care.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye.